So we are live. Hello everyone and welcome to another video and podcast from Eliteserien Fantasy. We are back after a dramatic game. Molde against Christiansen just ended right now with 2 goals each. A late penalty scored by Hopmark and Pellegrino before that, while Ikram got away with an assist. But we'll talk about this game and all the fixtures. But first, Espen, welcome. How are you?
Thank you, Karam. I'm nice. I'm good as always. Looking forward to this stream and, of course, to the next round, which already is on Saturday. That's awesome.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, you are a nice person, so that's why we welcome you here every video. And welcome to the followers. So we are gathering yet, so we are now only on 5 people. But understandably, the game just finished. Hopefully, they can catch us in the next few minutes. But hello, Ryan Walker. Hello, David. Hello, Ignatius. Ignatius from Asia, pretty late, I would say. I imagine there. I'm not sure. Remind us, where are you from in Asia? But welcome to the stream, and welcome everyone to the chat.
Congrats to David, who got 78 points, game week rank 8. That's pretty awesome.
Brilliant, David. Brilliant. Nice. Gone up 10k places, so that's pretty massive jump. That's about it. That's what we want to hear from our followers. Well, let's start by reviewing our game week so far, because we still have one game to go. Sarpsborg is hosting Brann. Will kick off in about 22 minutes from now, but I'm out, so I can't talk about my team. Probably you are as well, Espen. So let's see. It's pretty close, but you are now first because I took a hit. 52 points without hits. So tell us about your team and some mixed bags, right?
Yeah, it is. I tweeted of the yellow submarine because Dalan and Berg had like 6 points each, and I was pretty happy. It has played 92 minutes in Haugesund start. It was 0-0. Dalan had 6 points, and he had been playing a great game, so I was looking for 9 points. But then he scores an own goal, and then he scores right after it. But that's disallowed. I don't know why. It should be a goal. And then, when the game was finished, he talked to the ref and he got a yellow card. So,
what a man!
From heaven to hell in a second there. And Berg also had an assist, but they took it away since his shot was in 2 other defenders. So that was not an assist. So that was disappointing. But assist of Ikram today made me go from 3,000 to 2,000 in total. Solheim continues to deliver. I think now Solheim is an important man to have in your team. Plays for a team that is excellent in defense, keeps clean sheets, and he has like 3 assists now. I think that will continue. And I have 1 man left this game week, and that's a really good player. It's Boyang. He's not starting, but he will get in and get some points. Just wait. But Junker, 10 points. I think he kind of are making it up for me now after I sold Borven. Borven got 15 points last time. Junker got 5. Borven got 1 point this time. Junker 10. So just 1 point now. So I'm pretty happy with that. But something I don't like is Salvesen. I can't understand, as I said the last stream, why I bought him, but maybe he's the one who's going out.
Well, we will see. I mean, it's really funny, but also frustrating from Daland, a man who was on pretty much 9 points to a -1. So that's 10 points swing in the extra time. Crazy stuff. Well, I'd probably say I got lucky with Dalan because he's second on my bench. Aspert will come on off the bench for Gregerson, who I don't know what's happening. You probably have some news, but he looked like fit for this game. However, he missed out. 55 points so far with -4. I've taken Castro out, who scored a penalty, ended on 6 points. But I got Pellegrino, who made up for it. 7 points, who probably will get a 1-2 bonus points. Probably. I did not watch the game, so I don't know how great he was, but he's great. He scores points. That's what matters. Christopher Hayden, he's gone for Holmgren Pedersen to fund the Pellegrino move. 1 point pretty much did not make a difference. Aspak is coming off the bench with a single point. Daland remains on the bench, warming it up. Johnson, however, got a 0. So a dead defense. 3 points across all my defense, or 4 after Asper. That's pretty poor. I don't know what was I thinking when I set up my wildcard team defense. But look at the midfield. Is more happiness. Akram 10 points with the captain, maybe some bonus. Singernagel and Heide and Pellegrino delivered. Sandberg, wow. He had that free kick, hit the crossbar, should have scored it. But generally, it's disappointing. Salvesen, I agree with you, Espen. He is on the shopping list to go. Juncker with 10 points. What a guy! What a man! Now I have moved from, I think that was 2,600 overall to 1,900 before bonus points and Brian versus Sarpsborg, which I think I will just be about 2,000 at the end. So. Good.
We can be happy about this. I think like staying like 2,000, 3,000 should be okay. I think I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And I just want to say about the Molde game, some questions about the injury of Åsbak and Gregersen. You told me and bonuses. You never know about the bonuses. If I take that first, I don't think Ekrem will get any. The commentator said when he left the pitch that this was not his best game, so I don't think he will get any bonuses. I think Kristiansund will get some bonus since they had control for Molde in a while. Exactly who, I can't tell. So it's a tough one. I think we just have to wait. I don't want to guess at all. But the injury of Åsbak, as Ryan Walker says, he pulled his hammy. He got some ice on it. It might be. Yeah, it might be serious. So we have to wait for that. And Gregersen, I'm sure he's back next game. The manager said that was just.
We will just wait. There is no enough transfers to ship him out afterwards. But yeah, let's see what is happening the next hours or days. Game week 5 just behind us and almost behind us. So let's go through the games. And I want to start with the Alessand one defeat to Mjøndalen, who scored 3 goals. Ibrahim Shaibo, what a guy. Bargain, 6.2, 6.3 now. He scores 4 in 4 now. So that's a pretty consistent. Dragsnes, a left back who scored as well. And Castro converted the penalty. So Alessand continued to be that leaky defense, but is he a team to target, or you've seen some improvement compared to the last games?
Well, last game week when we were playing Strømsgodset, I think I saw some improvement, but then this game came and the manager made like 7 changes in like the first game. They could take 3 points, so that was surprising. And Mjøndalen was the better team the whole game. I don't think Olsen had like any chances in that game until the goal. Then they tried to turn it around, but then they got a red card and it was done. But from Mjøndalen again, I'm not sure how many defenders I would have in my team. I won't buy anyone because I think in the next 5 games. 4 games, I can't see where the clean sheets are coming. Even though, they almost had a clean sheet. Castro scored on a penalty, but they have Molde away. Surely they want to keep a clean sheet. Vålerenga home, okay, maybe that's one. But then away to Strømsgodset and home to Bodø/Glimt. When those 4,
1 or 2
maximum 1. Yeah. So if you have 2 defenders or goalkeepers, then I think you have a problem.
Yeah, I have only Makani, and I feel that I have a problem. But at least I bought him at 4.5, so at least I saved some cash elsewhere. It looks like that the premium goalkeepers are doing well. Second clean sheet to Haggesund in a row, with a late on goal assisted by Veldi, who we spoke about last game week as a mid-price bracket just briefly. And he looked very good, and 3 bonus points as well. So Sandberg blank, and I'm sure we have one question in the Q&A about Sandberg. But what do you think of this game? And we should have expected more from Harrison, right?
Yeah, we should. But Sandberg, one shot in the post. He had some great free kicks, corners. He's still close in this game. So I still will have in my team. He like 67% involved in their goals this far. About Christopher Welde, 6.4 midfielder. I think there's a lot of other picks here, so I would want to see even more from him. Even though he started 4 games in a row, scored that assist now. Of course, is a big differential, but next games for Haugesund is 3 next or 5 next is tough. They had 2 great games now with Start and Sandefjord, but now it will turn. So
yeah,
I think kind of done. And even though I think Sandberg will continue, might be interesting to look somewhere else if Haugesund is showing some great form again.
Yeah, we've got a question already in the Q&A, but I will pick up one from Ignatius about Sandberg. Is he an asset that relies only on set pieces? I think out of the 3 goals he scored was 2 of them from penalties, and only 1 goal from an open play. So what do you think of Sandberg as a player who can or can't score from an open play? What do you think?
Well, in the game that he got the most points, which was 2 rounds ago or something, he did assist and a goal in open play. So he can do that as well. His shot in the post was an open play. But as Sebinho is saying in the chat here, Sturlos, he was substituted with Sturlos in last game. And I think Sturlos is ready to start now. That means he will take a lot of free kicks, corners, and set pieces that Sandberg lose now.
It looks like that I will give Sandberg the odd game, but then I will ship him out pre-game week 7 for another midfielder that emerged by next week. Right, so let's go to wow, Bodø/Glimt continue this hot form. 5 wins now in 5. That's a champion kind of form, but it's long way to go. Odd, as expected, looked very weak without Roshani, without Hoff, and without Borven. So they were pretty much toothless. Bodø/Glimt 4 goals. Pretty much everyone is happy with Bodø/Glimt. Whoever you have, you got points. Even Berg. We spoke last time that his blank is 4 or 5 points. You got that. But weirdly enough, and I tweeted the officials and Jonas as well about Sinkernagel, like as if there is something personal with the commentators and Sinkernagel, because that's like that still continues to have returns, but without any bonus points. So first of all, you happy with who you have in Bodø/Glimt, and what do you think of the assets now and the bonus points distribution?
Well, actually, I'm not happy with the 3 I have because, I have Berg, and he's a great man for that price. But you have the right 3 guys. From you have Hauge, Sinkernagel, and Junker. I think that's the way to go. Even though you have those guys, you still have got a lot of money because they are still cheap.
Yeah.
So you still have Eikrem, you have Pellegrino. You have even Salvesen, which is an expensive man, even though he don't deliver. So I still think that's the way to go, and Bodø/Glimt's fixtures are getting even better now. Like 4 next games are, you gotta have them. So I'm working on it now to try to get Hauge instead of Berg. And with the bonuses, it's so hard to predict, and Suddenly Sinkernagel we get that too.
Yeah.
And Murklin99 is asking who to stay with as third Bodø player behind Sinkernagel and Junker, and I think it's Hauge.
Yeah, I do agree. I was really 50-50 when I wildcarded, and I was not sure at the end. I went with Hader, but I was not sure if Berg can actually keep it up with them. And no, he gets some points, but he takes a spot. I can admit that I probably made the right choice with Hader, even though he might leave by mid-July. When things opens up in Belgium and he can travel and sign the contract, I can replace him with Berg back. But until then, he stays in the team, and wow, what a guy. He is so good. And we had got a proof that Sinkernagel will take the penalties for the second time that happened. A clean sheet for Bodø Glimt, so that's a good news, but it seems like the attack is way more attractive than clean sheets Bjorkan and Smets, who comes at 5.0. Stabæk come back to the clean sheet ways, something they love. And 2 goals from Norman Hansen, 1 assist from Sulheim, who you own, so very well done. And Edvardsen, who started, I think, the second or the third game in a row as a striker. So Kinoshita is effectively gone. What do you think of this? And a lot of questions about Strømgodset, Maigard and Salvesen. Should both of them go? Or if I have to ship one of them, who goes first? Let me say this. I think Maigard has to go, because he's the man that relies on the set pieces, in my opinion, more than Sandberg. He had 0 shots again. Salvesen, disappointing, but he gets that shot or 2. So depends on who you get as well. If you want an attacking asset, then probably Salvesen needs to go. But I think there are more options you have to catch in midfield. So Maigard could be the cash cow. What do you think?
Well, I think both, yes. I just bought Salvesen, and I want to give him the home games now against Kristiansund and Mjøndalen. But again, if I keep him, which means we are talking about Pellegrino soon, but he is the man to get in for sure. He shows us again now after a little injury that he can score goals and he is on fire. So that means if I stay at Salvesen, I am not gonna have or Hauge or Pellegrino, and that's a big sacrifice just to give him some chances. So to be honest, I think we have to get rid of the Strømsgods players. Not for everything you owe. You can't go many hits to get them out, maybe, but I think it's important to get on the trains, as we say in Norway, like Hauge and Pellegrino. But the Stabæk players, the fixtures are getting better. They have Rosenborg next game, but as you saw, Vålerenga, they did good against Rosenborg. And after that, they have better and better games. First of all, away to Kristiansund, which is a hard one, but then Sarpsborg, Ålesund, and Start, which is great games. So keep Solheim. Edvardsen is playing as a striker. He's a great man to get in. Just remember that the new signing, Madsen, is getting in form. I just talked to Stabæk man today. He said that he's getting close to the start lineup, and as well the 4.9 midfielder who scored 2 goals is a good opportunity to get in. But I was told that he scored 2 goals. Of course, he will start next game, but he might get benched again later. So he just have to deliver.
Okay, very nice. Viking. Finally, back on the winning ways with 2 goals and a clean sheet against Sandefjord. Berisha with the goal and an assist. So very well done if you still on Berisha. But Bell, who you talked about last video, 2 bonus points as well. So he ended on 8 points to add to his assist. So thoughts on Viking, and have they come back to the team we wanted to see from last season?
Well, I hope so. Of course, that they looked good. Berisha had much more confidence. scored and assisted, as you said. I still don't think we got to go that way, but Jakob, which isn't here today, unfortunately, he bought him. So he had the Berisha in his team, got some great points from him. And Bell as well, we talked about in last stream, 4.9.
Yeah.
He will play now. He's on set pieces and looks good. So on a wild card, if you don't bring in Berg, if you want 3 other Bolivian players, Bell might be great pick. But with matches coming up, like start next game, I have faith in Viking. I won't buy anyone, but if you have them, as we said last time, keep them.
Keep them, yeah. I do agree. I like the fixtures as well. I think the next 2 are good for them. Let me check. It's a start and odd. Can't get any better. So I'm half jealous of not having any Viking asset for the next game week. Moving on. It would be funny but also tough for Fargimo if he faces Borven and he scores against him twice in 7 days. Borven with a debut with Rosenborg against Vålerenga. He did not make anything of his 30 minutes, but I think he looked good, but he needs to settle, of course. 1-1, a goal from Nasberg and Lendemo. Lendemo, is he an option to consider at 5 million sub category?
Well, it's a shot from pretty far away. A great shot, great goal from Lundemo. I can't say that this will happen too often. So I think Bell, Norman Hansen in Stabæk, and maybe even Saletros is better picks than Lundemo.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's the one to go for, but I'm pretty sure that Borven will get starts soon. And with the program coming for Rosenborg, maybe we gotta buy him soon. I will not buy him yet. Away to Stabæk is a tough game. So if Borven scores there and shows us that he's the main man up front for Rosenborg, then it's tempting to bring him in the next week home against Strømsgodset.
Yeah, and I just got a note that Lendemo has probably arranged a move, I think, to Cyprus. So that's something to look at before you make a choice to pick him up. Zachariasen, I think we talked about him last time. He's still owned by 21%. Massive failure, I would say, right? 5 blanks, 9 points in total. Now
it's a failure.
He's a flop so far, I'm afraid, fantasy-wise. Well, moving on. I'm not sure if the bonus is in yet because I did not refresh the page. But Christiansen 2, late equalizer with Molde. I did not watch the game, but I've seen that Akram got an assist and Pellegrino scored a goal. So tell us about the game. And Pellegrino got a bonus point. Hope marked 3. Oh, I have him somewhere else, not in this fantasy game, but in a draft game. And Hussein got 2 bonus points. So it seems like Akram had a quiet game. 5-pointer.
5-pointer, and we should be happy about it. He can't deliver too much every time. The game, I think Kristiansund looks really good. I think this team is the way to go. I just talked about Pellegrino. I hope that Åsbakk is soon back, but if not, we have Sivertsen for 4.0, which might. I think he will get that spot for sure as left back, and that's really interesting. But of course, I hope Åsbakk is fit and ready, but it doesn't look too good. But when I'm looking forward, the fixture is coming. I think that every team's fixture are looking good now, but that's not true. But Kristiansund, Strømsgodset, Stabæk home, then Bodø away. It's a tough one. Vålerenga home. I'm not sure. It's like 50-50 games, but I like the way we're playing today. So I think they are like a top 5 team anyway. So I think they have a great chance against every opponent.
Yeah, and a question from Trevor Barreto is asking about the best defender from Christiansen. I'm afraid the best defender is gone now because it is Aspart by very far. But if you look for someone else, I would say Hopmark because he's already out of position. He plays central defensive midfielder from the beginning of the season, and when Pellegrino is out, he looks like to be on the penalties. Or I'm not sure, is Pellegrino initially on the penalties, Espen? You can correct me.
Well, Castrati, I think Castrati should have taken the penalty, but he was tackled and was laying down when the penalty was taken.
Okay, yeah.
Someone in the chat can correct us. I see that they are having a lot of great knowledge in the chat.
Yeah, let us know about this. But Hopmark at 4.5, he's a bargain. He's out of position. He can get some bonus points if you want to go that way. Right, so we cannot speak about Salzburg and Brann yet because the game has not or just started now. So we don't know what is going to happen. But let's move on to game week 6 and speak about the captain options. And my eyes go straight to Bodo Glimt against Brann. Those guys are unstoppable. So I think we should consider them more seriously as captain options. Jonker is in a fine form. Hege, you'll get points anyway. And Singernagel is on set pieces. So, Bodo Glimt as options, and if so, who are likely for you to get the armband from those slots?
Well, I'm still the always Captain Eikrem man, but at home to Mjøndalen, that should be his first rest.
Yeah.
I think that's in time that he gets rested. But this is the problem this time. We will just see Start and Vikings lineups, and Molde and Bodø isn't playing before Sunday. So I'm not sure how much information we can get before Saturday, but is it time for Bodø players to get rested? They haven't been rested at all, anyone. But after this game, we have to remember it's 1 week break.
Yeah,
we can call it that now since it's so close every game. So that might mean that maybe Bodø will play their best player again, and then they have like a week to get a rest. So if you are captaining one of the Bodø players, I actually think that Junker is the safest, best pick right now. Of course, Hauge and Sinkernagel. But for me, I would go Junker in Bodø. What about you?
Currently, I'm having it on Eikrem's tail, but Junker is my vice captain. So I'm not entirely sure where I would go between both of them. I see Ignatius is asking about why do we own defenders from Mjøndalen if they are that bad. Well, actually the reason because Molde is too good for this fixture. So it's just about who they are playing against. It's tricky though. If you look down the line with Harrison playing away to Odd, I'm not confident. It's a good fixture for Sandberg. I'm happy to own, but I'm not confident that I will give him the armband. Especially that he kind of blanked against the teams like Start, who did not show a great defensive side yet. Sorry, Espen. I know you support Start as well. But if I look down, I actually fancy a versus Start of Borven against Stabæk. Stabæk is a tricky one, but he can do it. What do you think of Rosenborg against Stabæk and Borven in particular?
I haven't seen enough form in Rosenborg yet. They won against Brann 2-1, and now they had a great first half, but second half was more Vålerenga half. So no, I wouldn't go there because Stabæk looks good at home. Defense is great. I think Rosenborg will have some problems there.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Then let me give you where I actually think the captaincy should go. If you are uncertain of Molde, Eikrem, then Pellegrino against Strom Godset. I think this is a great fixture for him. Strom Godset, they are not great defensively. That's we know that. And Christiansen showed today that they are really good side. Could nick a point against Molde. Pellegrino, he did not play 90 minutes, so he could probably be fit for the next game. What do you think, Pellegrino? Pele!
Of course, his option in every game as he performs right now.
Yeah.
So sure, like if we get some information that Eikrem, maybe some Bodø assets are getting benched, maybe Pellegrino is the way to go.
Yeah.
He's like the biggest man to miss out from. If you don't have him in your team for the next games, I think you have a big problem. You need to get him in now.
Very wise.
A great question from Martin, my friend on the chat here. Like he said, has Espen bought a brand new car? And that's correct. Thank you for the question, Martin.
Congratulations of owning the car. Must be a nice feeling.
I'm happy. I think he's even more happy than me right now.
Nice, very nice, very nice. Congrats on the new car. All right, so we have some questions now. I think it's time for some questions. We have some, of course, from our Slack community. So if you are not there yet, check it out. It's the link. The link is in the description below. And let's start with a question from FPL Teenager, who we just touched on the topic just minutes ago. What to do with Maigard and Salvesen? If one has to go, who should go first?
Maigard, because I'm thinking like you. If you just have one transfer, it's pretty easy to ship him out and get in like Hauge, Pellegrino, someone.
Yeah.
And if you had to get rid of Salvesen, you gotta make more subs anyway.
Yeah.
So then Maigard.
Yeah. I agree with you. Maigard, of course. A question just came in now after the injury of Aspak. Who are Aspak replacements? And we don't know how bad is the injury or how likely he will miss out weekend game. According to your description, it looks like bad, at least for 1 game week. So I would go first. I don't own him, but he will probably come in if Aspak is ruled out. Solheim of Stabæk. Or Vogt if he comes back in contention. But I think it is safe to go Solheim, nailed on, 5 million. He deserves it. Immune from rotation, I believe. Or he was subbed off. No, he played the full game. That's another one, by the way. Jonathan, the left back, was subbed off at halftime. So that left back spot is not really defined yet. Is all over the place. So Solheim, stand out, I would say. Defensive option. Do you have 1 or 2 more?
I'm just Boyang, of course. No. Replacement for Boyang as well. Then
let's go.
I was about to buy Osbak yesterday, and now I'm of course happy that I didn't. But someone in Kristiansund maybe. But as we saw. Now they have like some hard pictures, so it might be hard. Rosenborg, if they find the form again, maybe we should go there, but that's pretty expensive. If you don't have Molde defense, I think at least 1 spot should be in Molde, maybe 2, but it looks like James is the main man up top. He was subbed in today, but James still was in the pitch. But to go somewhere else, I would maybe start to think about Vålerenga. First of all, because of the fixtures, they looked much better in the second half yesterday against Rosenborg, and then would be Borchgrevink. It has no offensive points yet, but it's a differential, and maybe you're early on something good.
That's nice. Hestibo has a question. Viking finally have a win. Have they turned the corner now? And would you be looking at any of their players? So we just spoke about them briefly. For the listeners who came just now, you can tell us again what you think of Viking assets.
Well, some of the assets that delivered now, like Berisha, Bell, should be interesting. But I think Berisha is too early to jump on. I think the midfielder spot is most important, and he's not good enough to spot yet. Joe Bell might be interesting in a wild card.
Yeah.
Or if you don't know what to do with your team, he's a great cheap man, 4.9. He will play, and he's on set pieces. Other than that, I would keep the one that I have, like Ibrahimai, for example. I would keep him.
Yeah.
Because the fixtures next two, at least, are pretty well for Viking.
Nice. A question from Kenneth. I've got the translation of the question. Is asking about any plans to use chips. And so far, we know that game week 12 will be a double game week for Molde, who play Start and Sandefjord. This screams two captains, Akram plus anyone else you own. What do you think?
That's right. They have to. You have to play a double captain that game week for sure. The only problem is maybe there will be rotation.
Yeah.
But we have to risk that. Sandefjord and Start, the two weakest team in the league. This is a great game week for Molde. You need 3 assets.
Yeah.
And you need to go double captain. James and Ikram right now for me. But we have to wait and look at the form and injuries and so on. And Start too. They have Molde, of course, but they also have home against Mjøndalen. So I will play Dalan, for example. Maybe someone else. Like they are not the greatest team in the league, but if they show some form at this point, they have a great home game against Mjøndalen, and it's a bonus against Molde.
Sounds good. Stripper FPL is asking, what is happening with Molde defenders, Hayden and Riderson in particular? Are they fit? We just touched on it. We don't know about Hayden, but Riderson looks like to be fit for the weekend game. But in general, they look all over the place. I can't really get 3 Molde players until now. 5 game weeks in, and I can't get my hand on 3 assets from Molde. It's Akram plus any other. So we are still yet to know where is the where you triple up. I'm not sure anymore. James blanked today. So where we go? I would say I would still have some faith on the defense, especially with the fixtures coming up. Mjøndalen next could be a good one for a clean sheet. But you can't expect that from them anymore. They conceded in most of the games. I think they have only 1 clean sheet so far. So I don't know. Yeah, they have 1 clean sheet against Rosenborg. So in when you expect the toughest fixture, they kept a clean sheet. So what do you think?
Well, that's a hard one. My thought has been if James and Uwe are sharing minutes, and we'll see that they are sharing so much. I think Akram and 2 defenders is the way to go. But as you say, 1 clean sheet, and that was against Rosenborg. But again, we need 3 players from Molde. We can't go just Akram and 1 defender.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I think still James, Akram, and 1 defender. The best defender to go for right now, I actually think is the safest one should be Bjørnbakk and Pedersen, because a new center back has come in. Gregersen has been good, but I think Bjørnbakk, even though he did a big mistake today, giving Pellegrino a goal, I still think he's the main man in the defense. And I think Haugen, with his injuries, more expensive. But I have Gregersen. I'm happy with it. If I see he is the second or the third best center back, I gotta ship him out.
Yeah.
To Pedersen, most likely.
Yeah, looks very wise. Let's move on to a question to someone we know very well, FPL Viking, who misses out today. He will join us next video, but he's asking us, how do you put the armband on Akram? # asking for a friend. So he captained Sandberg again, who blanked. and he continues to pick some differential captains. So, what do you think, Espen? How can we advise Jakob to put the armband on Ikram more often?
Well, Jakob, he doesn't have anything to show from later seasons. He hasn't delivered in the Eliteserien Fantasy, and
Yeah.
now we can see why. Because he's going too differential. Like he did his wildcard just got in Berisha and Captain Sandberg, and he trying to go somewhere else. I like that,
Yeah.
of course. But since he's not here now, I can say this: I think it's the wrong way to go for the long run.
Yeah.
I think this is the way to go, like in the 5 last game weeks when you're trying to win something. Now it's too early. I think you have to go more mainstream. Captain the most likely main captain, as Ikram is.
Yeah.
So that's my advice to Jakob. I guess he will listen to us later. Or maybe now. I saw him in the chat right now, so maybe he's listening.
Okay, great advice. I commented on him. It's like, maybe if he scores today, he will feel that he really needs to captain him. 5 points, so not that difference from Sandberg. 2 points only, but at least he probably had a nervous 2 hours. So that's the cost for not captaining Ikram. Right, so move on. We have a lot of questions, so let's touch on them quickly. So let's see. Okay. Is it the time to buy Pellegrino from Ribar? I think yes. I think you should get him now before tomorrow. His price will be just going up. Martin Rosfeld is asking about Borven. His price keeps increasing. How long can I wait to get him in? He hasn't really shown anything yet with Rosenborg, but they look better now. 11.3. I think price for Borven doesn't matter now because you really need points before the price. So I think Borven could start settling from next game, maybe the game week after. I would actually target him from game week 7.
Yeah, I agree.
I liked the game week 7, 8, and 9 because Rosenborg, they play Stromgodset, then they play Start, and then Sandefjord. These 3 are probably the ones I want to target him, and I'm planning to ship Salvesen out after next game week to Borven, so I have to find funds somewhere. I think this is the time to get him if you want. What do you think?
I agree. I wouldn't bring him in right now, but the game after, most likely he will be really important to get in.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so one last question is, we touched on Sandberg already. Is it time to ship him out from Martin Grossfeld as well? I think I will give him. I'll give him the odd game, and then I will ship him out afterwards. So probably he will be the cash cow to fund Borven. So Sandberg and Salvesen out after game week 6 to fund Borven plus cheap mid, whoever is that. Probably will cost me point hit if I want to do a defender transfer this game week. So maybe we'll see. You have some idea as well?
I like your thought. Sandberg after next game.
Yeah.
Salvesen after next game. And then Borven and Bell or Berg or whatever you can afford.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so this is it. Let's move on to see your team, Espen. What are you planning for game week 6? Who's your captain? So let me put your team up. And here it is. So far, it's Ikram captain, James vice captain. You're happy with that?
Yeah, I have done one switch. So that's just, as you said, Junker as a vice captain, though. Because if Ikram doesn't start, James loses someone to pass him, which is pretty important. So that's why I have Junker.
Yeah.
I have 2 transfers. So maybe those guys in the chat can help me out. But first of all, I think I have to get rid of Boyang.
Yeah, you should.
First thought is to bring him out and in another defender. and play him in front of Dalan and have Dalan on the bench, which means I survive next game week and have 2 transfers after that game week.
What is your budget? You have some cash reserved for Boyang?
1.6, so I have the chance to have 6 million defender.
Nice.
But most likely I want someone around 5 and then have 1 million left to fund Pellegrino for the next game week again.
Yeah, sounds.
That's the other option, to go 2 transfers right away. Salvesen and Berg or Saletros to Pellegrino and Ibrahim. But I don't think I can afford him, so then it will be Hustad for Brann, for example.
Yeah. Good.
So let's see if guys chat got some great plans for me.
Well, help Espen out, guys. Yeah, let's see the comments here. And meanwhile, I will put my team up afterwards. So, that's not the team. Yeah, that's the team. So, it's a new one because Aspart is flagged already. So I've taken it just after the match. Makani will be in trouble next game week against the guys I have from Molde. Aspart is a doubt, could be out. But you know what? If he's out, then I can use Jansson, who is playing Salzburg. I brought him in because he played out of position as a right winger. But since I brought him in, he came back to his old position as a right back. So I'm not entirely sure if I want him long term, especially if you look at my bench. My God, defender from Start, defender from Sandefjord. What am I doing here? So I would be happy to roll and keep Aspart, actually, because I realize that Solheim will play Rosenborg, not the best fixture to get him in. So that I can roll the transfer with Johnson, and then next game week I will get 2 free transfers to do the Borven move. Akram captain, could it change? Junker vice captain, could it change? I don't think I will go to Sandberg. So my 3 contenders are I actually have 5 options. I have Akram, Pellegrino, and any one of the 3 Bodø/Glimt. So I have to flip a coin, apparently. So let us guys know what you think of the captain in the chat. And so Espen, we are close to the end. So thanks very much for joining me here, and good luck for the next game week.
Thanks to you, Karam. I hope I catch you with Boyang today. I just need 1 assist from him, and I'm past you.
Yeah, well, you are very welcome if Boyang is gonna do that. But yeah, good luck everyone, and thanks for joining us here again. We truly appreciate that, and see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.